Dwarves of Erebor are here to retake their homeland, and today they are faced by an army of Dale and Elves defending the city of Dale and the Lonely Mountain. What's up, guys, and welcome back. We're here with some more Rise of Mordor for you today, and yes, we have another 3v3 siege battle for you today. It's sort of a siege, it's like a siege and a land battle. That's kind of how Dale kind of works. But yeah, this is another battle that I did with Jackie Fish, so thank you for him for coming along. And yeah, we have 3 Dwarven armies here, 3 Erebor armies. One is planning to attack the city. We have 2 facing off it over here. And as you can see already, we have the Elven King already coming in. It's an absolute menace of a unit of the Wooden Realm. It's going to come in and take out these crossbows. Going to try and get some spears across, try and stop them. And but no, they're going to slowly, or not even slowly, they're going to dodge that unit very nicely. And then that's going to draw in more spears. But yeah, we have a Wooden Realm. We also have a Linden army, and we have Dale defending, which is being played by Jackie Fish. We have a lot of cavalry out here today. You can see Noldorian equestrians. We have Elven King, and they're absolutely running riot in the back lines, trying to cause as much damage as possible to these crossbows and to shock infantry and all sorts. So it needs to be really, these guys need clearing up. I mean, this is a nasty unit, the Elven King. And they're going to come in for seconds here. A second charge. And there you go, that's kind of like, they've done their job really. 45 men, they're going to go in for a charge here. It's not a bad charge, to be fair, actually, into the side of them. Got another like 10 kills in those axe warriors there. But I was desperately rushing forward my my army because I realized that my ally was already like facing off against the Wooden Realm. So I was like, I need to get a move on. I don't want to give him 2v1'd. But I am actually getting really badly beaten up here by cavalry. This is just nasty. Cavalry. Look at this Noldorian equestrian destroying this crossbow unit. This is a full crossbow unit literally moments ago, and now it's going after my artillery, which I've foolishly left at the back. I forgot entirely about it. That as I was marching up, I forgot I had an artillery piece. I'm going to desperately try and fire and hit this unit, but we fire short, and yeah, this Noldorian equestrian unit is going to probably take out this artillery. May even take out this one. This one luckily has a sword unit to protect it, or an axe unit, but it might not be able to be saved. And here we go. The infantry fight is underway. We've got some Grimhammers going first in. And these guys are pretty nasty. We're one of the better shock infantry units in Rise of Mordor. But if you're enjoying seeing Rise of Mordor on the channel at the moment, I would love to see some more Lord of the Rings action. And do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and leave a comment to show your support as we work towards 2,500 subs. Thank you so much for all the support so far, guys. Keep it up. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Just can't imagine I would have ever got this far. And here we are. Let's just keep going onwards and up. Yeah, these Noldorian spears should be being beaten back eventually. The Grimhammers will beat spears very easily, even if they're Elven spears. They will be beaten. The Dwarves are just so elite.
The enemy is attacking our general.
But yeah, the enemy is attacking our general, I presume, because our general is in combat. Yeah, we sent him in early doors. I just realized that you need to get these Grimhammers into combat really quick. Like, look at this unit here, getting absolutely focused down. I mean, the dwarves, luckily, they can take a fair amount beating from arrows. We don't want to leave them out here. They'll get focused down. Better just send them in, because like these elves here, these Noldorian archers, are picking them apart. They look awesome though. They really do. And yeah, over on the far side, the dwarves are starting to push up as well. They are being a bit slower. They're being allowed to be a bit slower. I'm almost getting 2v1 at this point myself. I've got the Linden here. I also have basically well, Dale's turning up, and now we have the Lasgarland stuff starting to turn around as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This Noldorian question spared my artillery crew some of it anyway. I don't know for how long. If I get them back on the Onja, I may be doomed, so might not risk that, or maybe I will, who knows. But I'm trying to get my crossbows now to focus down these Noldorian swords, because that's kind of like the only thing I can really do any damage to very quickly. Crossbows are quite good on a pitched battle, they do a lot of damage. You can see we're almost through, we've nearly broken through this front line of spears. Look at that guy, he's like, God preserve me, and he's like, there's no God here, not in Middle Earth, got the gods. Yeah, these the dwarves, they should be able to beat Linden, like really. I mean, obviously that's if nothing intervenes. If this cavalry here does not intervene like it is, Jackie here sending around his Dalian cavalry regiment. And look at this, a nasty charge into the back. So yeah, that's turned the battle around. I mean, Ice killed probably like a good 10 or so, which like these Nordorian spears had failed to kill even 10. And now they've succeeded in like just that, in like a split second as soon as those Dale Cavalry turned up. And yeah, they're causing so much panic. I mean, look at this crossbow unit down to 9 men. It's been repeatedly being charged. Poor unit. And I'm trying to desperately focus this unit down. But here we go, Dale Cavalry coming in, flying in. And yeah, still doing damage. And they're going to just persist doing this until this unit breaks, basically. I'm desperately trying to get this sword unit to protect like this arch unit, but it's no luck. This Erebor crossbow unit is just going to get hounded. And now they're going into the rear over here. More Daelian cavalry arriving from the back. It's the same, actually. It's the same unit. It's not even more. It's just the same unit persisting. And it's helping to level the battlefield up a little bit. Like these axe warriors are slowly getting, yeah, look at that, losing decisively now. Getting chopped down. You can see that my artillery crew is now being protected by a bunch of troops from Erebor. That's very nice to see, but for how long, I do not know. But I'm getting picked apart right now, and I was desperately saying to my ally, we need to get over here. We need to get over, and then if we can force this flank here, you can see this army that was going to attack Dale is now having to come over here and deal with the elves. We now need to go, like, put an army through this gap here to try and link up my army and my allies here, who's actually having a lot better, like having a better time than I am. A lot more success fighting these Woodland Realms. But yeah, if you haven't seen the Dalian map before, I mean, it looks gorgeous. Like, I mean, look at this map. I mean, this is Dale, obviously Dale ruined, like, during the Battle of Five Armies, and you've got the Lonely Mountain over here. Looks amazing. I think there's a few little things that could be tweaked to it, if they ever, like, do it again, or, like, they could just make Dale its own, like, its own city, like, to attack, and then you could just have Erebor as its own thing as well. Or, I mean, this is quite nice. I do like this map. It can be useful for obviously some scenarios, but I think Dale is a bit too strong in some areas. Like the city is a bit strong in some areas. But yeah, you can see over here, the cavalry is still persisting and still doing a lot of damage. They're just routing all these poor crossbows, just annihilating them. And yeah, so this is like kind of my fate almost. I just have to try and defend my rear and try and break through and kill as many of these elves as possible. But it's no loot use. Like these elves are surrounding me now. I'm just, it's just not looking good so much from my side. But I mean, the Dwarven player on the other side is having a lot more luck against the Woodland Realm. I'm just going to kill as many of these Noldorian troops as possible, these Linden troops, to make it easier for my allies. And then they have to take on Dale, who's not the strongest of factions. Dale is not the strongest of factions. That was a nice charge again. Look at that, right into the backs. Such a nice charge. Such a nice. I mean, look at this. My general's now broken through, and he's just fallen. He got focused on as that's what he gets for succeeding and breaking through, killing all these elves. He actually he gets gunned down. So there you go. So it's a terrible way to go. But yeah, these cavalry. I mean, look at this. Still really fresh. No other questions. Over half its men left. But here we go, we've got the other Dwarven army now appearing. You can see that the Woodland Realm are trying to get as many of their archers back across this bridge. But I don't think they're going to get most of their army across. You can see it's stuck on the wrong side. They've engaged, and they're going to send whole guardians in, going after archers, by the looks of it, after crossbows. Getting gunned down, look at that. You can see the men just dropping. They look awesome, those, the whole guardians. Look at them, charging on in, like a pole arm and a shock infantry unit. But yeah, they basically wrapped up my army here. Basically, my army got succumbed to cavalry really early on. I mean, I did a fair amount of damage to the Linden army, but I wouldn't have said enough. I mean, balance power now, because of that, has shifted massively in favor of the attackers. But we are dwarves. We don't need numbers. We have a lot of armor and discipline. I mean, these Dwarven units can fight to the death, basically. Another cavalry charge there. Just Dale was just persisting. I was just like, Jackie, give me mercy, please. But no mercy was given. These poor dwarves are going to be just surrounded and killed off. That's a real sad sight. But as I said, my ally is having a lot more joy over here against the Wooden Realm. All these units, like Lascar and Blades, losing. Shows how strong Dwarven infantry is. It probably is the strongest infantry in the game. Can't wait to see if they ever add the rumours of the Iron Hills being added. It'd be great to see how they differentiate, if they ever do. I mean, the Dwarves of Erebor basically are armoured the same as the Dwarves of the Iron Hills. So I don't really know what you'd really add. I would possibly just change the name to Erebor and the Iron Hills. And then you maybe add a few more like units that are like iconic to the Iron Hills. I don't know. I don't really know if they've got any iconic units. I'd add like the Dwarves of Moria before I'd add like the Dwarves of the Iron Hills. I think that'd be a bit more interesting. The Dwarves of Khazad-dûm, for instance. Could add them instead of adding the Iron Hills. I think if you want like something slightly different, because otherwise I just don't see really what's the point in adding the Iron Hills when you're gonna have the Dwarves of Erebor that are already the same. But yeah, you can see here Jackie's got his entire army. We've got some actually some elves in here as well. But Jackie's got most of his army still here ready. He's just there was just micro with his cavalry. That's all he's got to do really. He's having a very easy time at this point as he's just watching his two allies fight out in the field over here. And yeah, it looks like the Wooden Realm are going to lose. I mean, they actually are beating these swords now, or these axes now, taking their time, but they're doing it. But with the support of the with this army here, you can see the supporting army, the one that was supposed destined for Dale. He is now able to sort of win it, and that's kind of done to me. If I had beaten Linden a little bit more convincingly, there's actually still quite a large amount of Linden left. I probably could have done a better job, but if I'd done a better job in killing Linden, this army would be already be attacking Dale, and it would be threatening, well, Jackie's army instead of over here trying to scare off Linden. But yeah, so that's kind of down to me. I take that. I'm fair enough. I'll take that and just say that I didn't do my job probably as well. I'd probably rushing a little bit too quickly, because obviously this army here just came across the bridge, and I was like, oh, they're gonna get two teams really quickly because like the elves already set up. But really, I should have just taken it a bit slower, just marched up, kept my artillery safe, and then probably just waited until like this army engaged a bit more and see how they were gonna use their cavalry. If I'd also stretched out, in a really long and thin line, but if I'd stretched out, I could have stopped any cavalry like breaking through, which would have been probably very helpful. But I mean, that's obviously easy to look back on now and go, this is what my mistakes were. Obviously, when you're in the battle, it's an entirely different you're in an entirely different mindset, I guess. You're so heavily on the micro. You don't. Sometimes some simple things go out of your mind. You just forget what you're doing, but. Doesn't matter, we can still enjoy the dwarves massacring these Wooden Realm as they did in the movies. If you've not seen the uncut version of The Hobbit, and it's pretty cool, definitely worth watching. You get to see some really cool units appear for both elves and dwarves. Mainly for the dwarves. The elves just fire a lot of bows. Fire a lot of arrows, not a lot of bows. You don't fire a bow. But yeah, these elves, I think they're actually broken. Oh yeah, this is a thing that happens with like the Dale, this map. I'll show you if I can find some. But when a unit breaks, certainly like it can just, if it's on the battlefield over here, it just stands here. So you just got like dwarves that are just chilling here now. They're just like, we're broken, we're finished, but we're not going to run away. We're just going to stand here. They're that eager to stay here because they've and hold on to their homeland. They're so close as well. They could just go and take it, but maybe not. Maybe not. They've got to take out Dale first, who's sitting in Dale. Then they can claim their homeland, I guess. Don't know how that works, but apparently so. But at this point, you can see Linden is, for some strange reason, is rushing to get across here. Go across this choke point and defend this area. Which is really strange, because all we have to do then is just put up a spear unit here. And then they're just blocked off in here, and we can just go on and persist to attack. We can go on and persist and attack Dale elsewhere. But we are going to try and trap as much of the stuff on the wrong side of the river. We want to try and get as much stuff this side. I mean, we're going to get all these spears and most of the shock, I think, the wrong side of the river, because we just want to take it out. It'll be so much easier to take out than just leave a unit of spears here just to grind it out. But there you go. We kind of trapped them, and they're now going to be just fighting on down here. So that's really nicely done by the Dwarven player here. Look how many of these elves, like, this is just a crush of elves trying to get through. Like, archers, spears, swords, all sorts, just trying to like get through. Like, quick, get across the river. The dwarves are coming. But the spear unit might not actually be enough. Might need a bit more. You can see that they're going to be risking it and flanked here because these spears are the wrong side of the river. Or wrong side if you're rooting for the elves. If you're rooting for the dwarves, then the right side because they're ripe for murdering. Here they go. Going to get charged in, and those elves are now in combat. And the I mean, spears versus spears, one of the most boring probably combats ever. But they'll do okay. They'll hold the ground. They just need to hold them in place. Stop them from escaping. This unit's definitely not getting out of here. This poor Noldorian spear. The units look so great. I just like every time I see the elves, they look amazing. They really do. I just can't wait till like the update comes out and we get to see more elves and more and Rohan and all sorts of other stuff. But I mean, look at these bardings as well. I have a real like love for Dale. I don't know why. They're not possibly. I think they're quite a good faction. Some people don't believe so, but they look amazing. I think their armors are just great. I think it's definitely one of my favorite. But yeah, these bardings are really, really nasty. Got a really good bow, like range. I think they can fire almost as far as the elves. Certainly can fire as far as like Athelian ranges or any ranger unit. And they've got really good armor, and they're also really good in combat. So they're kind of like they've got that sort of elven vibe to them. They're really good in both like range and in combat. But yeah, these guys are very nasty. Only limited to 3, so you can only bring 3, but they are really good. And then yeah, we've got a bunch of other stuff back here ready and waiting, or Jackie does anyway. And yeah, we'll get to see some of that in a bit. Once we've dealt with this Elven force over here, this is where all the action's going on now. Just a big old fight here. We didn't really want to engage this. We just tried to put a speed in it here. But then we thought, why not? Let's just finish off the elves here. Certainly we want to finish off the elves at the wrong side of the river. But then we had to keep sending a bit more and more to come and deal with these elves fighting here. Because these shipwright nobles and shock infantry actually are beating my, well, not beating even mine, beating my allies, like spears and swords. So we need to send in some of our own shock infantry. Oh, poor dwarf. And yeah, there you go, the dwarves going in as well. More dwarves, more swords. Help balance out a bit more. I mean, really, we need to flank these spear units, just get them broken a lot quicker, save some lives. And we've done the same here. This poor unit of elves, let's look at it like a bird's eye view. Look at them, surrounded. Most of them even aren't in combat. I don't know if they've been given the attack order. They look awesome. See the clash of battle. And at this point we were sending some troops over here, these swords and a crossbow unit, because we remembered that there was another cavalry unit all the way over here that needs dealing with. There's like a Dalian cavalry unit here that needs dealing with, and I was insisting that it needs to be got off the battlefield, otherwise it's going to cause so many issues for later game when we're trying to attack Dale and we need to keep just troops in our rear, just defending against this cavalry. If we can get rid of this cavalry now, then that gets rid of any further cavalry threat, and we can just focus on Dale once that small elven force has been dealt with. So we send a small dwarven force with some crossbows, go and deal with it, shoot it down, and so yeah, I'll keep you updated on what goes on over there. That's another little bit of the battle that's going on right now. But all the action's still here in this choke point. And where the dwarves have come from, they're now almost fighting to reclaim. Yeah, at this point, the archers start a fire all the way over here, so these guys are going to start opening fire, making it even tougher to defeat this like choke point that's going on here. It's so infuriating. There's so many archers. But these guys are really blobbed up. So I mean, if these crossbows can start getting some nice volleys, look at that! Look at those volleys! That was just just took out the front line of that Elven unit. That was just disgusting. So that was really nice. So hopefully we can get a few more volleys from the crossbows doing that. But yeah, there's another volley by the elves. Now it's the time of the dwarves to spawn with their crossbows. Let's have another volley, boys. Another volley just like that. Gun these guys down. These are only trained trained archers. So they're like, their armor's okay, but they're not as like elite as the Wooden Realm. But they are very nasty and but they're very easy to take out with crossbows. I mean, their armor's not great. Their accuracy's not as great as well. But they're still elves. They're still really good. But yeah, these crossbows got very nice armor piercing, so they should be able to take out. I mean, the issue is that it's just a struggle. There you go, another volley. What are they gonna hit? Probably another like whole wave. Yeah, they just got like another like bunch. This whole corner here just got taken out. These poor elves. I mean, I say poor elves. They've done a lot. They've caused a lot of issues. And see, balance power is fairly even again. This little win that we've got here, taking out this entire army, is a big win. And then it just means we have to take on Dale. Really, and a bit of the Wooden Realm. We can't forget the Wooden Realm. They've still got like Lasgarland, Lord's Lasgarland with full ammo. Mixed in with the Dale, looks really nice. Look at all that. It's awesome. Dalian marksman here. These guys are awesome. I think this helmet's one of the best helmets in the game. Looks awesome. I don't know why. I can't really explain it. Just looks very good. Just my opinion. But yeah, these crossbows are going to get off a lot of kills here on these archers. And you can see like about every volley, about another half a dozen, maybe more than that of elves just drop. They're having a real hard time. And these elves are actually nearly out of ammo. They're not even focusing on the dwarves. They realize that the dwarven armor is really good. Like even if they are only trained dwarves crossbows, they are really good armor. Like, look at this boy. Look at that. Bloodied up. Volley. Loose your arrow. No, clearly not. He's a coward. He's not going to fire out. He's not going to fire in anger. Look at these elves. Look awesome. Even bloodied up. I think even when they look bloodied up, they look even better, possibly. They've seen action. They're dirty. They're looks awesome. Let's have a volley. Maybe not. Oh jeez, though. Look at that. Look at that volley from the crossbows. Oh my gosh. Like another 10 or so men like just dropped down there. Or elves, I should say. But yeah, they are starting to drop quickly. You can see already wavering. This unit. This one's taking casualties. I mean, they're all taking casualties. You need to be careful. But yeah, this choke point's still going on over here. Still fighting on hard. And at this point, yeah, we found the Dalian Cavalry. We literally went like back the way we came, and then like went back. So like I swear, I swear there is cavalry there. It needs dealing with. And at this point, they were like, oh, let's just box in our crossbows. That'll be fine. Taking out a few of the cavalry there, a nice little volley. Need to get another one like that. Need to form shield wall with these Erebor axe warriors. Form shield wall, men. The cavalry is coming. Dale is coming. Our old ally. Oh, just about in time. It's a very thin. Thing is, it's a very thin shield wall, so it doesn't really matter. Like they should have made it a bit thicker and just stopped the unit. But there you go. The crossbow is going to get just taken out on both sides, and they could be in real trouble here. You need to get this other axe unit over here really quickly. Take these guys out. This Dale Cavalry Regiment. They're trying to pull out now. They're starting to die. Now, if they can just set up the axes and put the crossbows in between, they can sort of box in their own those crossbows. But they're going to get another charge here. It's Dale, I think. Yeah, here we go. Another charge. In you go, men. And here come the other axes, though. So they'll help this combat out. They'll catch some of this cavalry and they'll chop it down. And there you go, that's basically one cavalry unit gone. There's just one left to go. There's about half strength now, but it's probably got a lot of kills, this cavalry unit. Like, it's got a lot of kills killing my army. It's probably done a lot of damage to these axes and these crossbows. And yeah, they just need to, it just can't seem to get a bit of a break, can any of the dwarves right now from this Dalian cavalry. Having a good time. Jackie's playing really well with his cavalry. Only thing he's had to play with so far, so I mean, his infantry still yet to see any action. The action all still with the elves. Still fighting on here. At this point, we send in shock infantry. We send in some really good shocks. That's why they're focusing like the main combat down so much, because the Grimhammers are in there. So they were wanting to take these guys out. But our crossbows, they seem to be silencing these elves quite nicely. I mean, they're focusing down units with... Oh my gosh! Look at that. That unit just got destroyed. That was about a 40-man unit. It's down to about less than 20 now. Focus down. Need to focus on the unit with ammo, like a substantial amount of ammo left. At this point, I don't even know what Dale's really doing. They just send... Oh, they're going to send out some bardings. Okay, they're going to send some bardings out. I think they were planning to take out this artillery crew. They wanted to take it out with fire arrows and stuff. Which is a fairly good strategy. I mean, this is the only artillery piece we have now. I did lose mine. So, yeah, this is a good strategy. They need to send over some crossbows. So, yeah, at this point, we're sending our crossbows back. Like, if we can take this barding unit now, that's a big win. It's a good good arch unit to take out. And the crossbows, as you saw, they did a really good job taking out those Noldorian archers. So they should be able to take out these bardings. These bardings are elite. They are an elite unit of archers. So it's going to be a bit more tough. And you can see the cavalry over here. It's spared the remains of those swords and crossbows. And it's going to go. And at this point, we were like, right, we need to turn our crossbows back around. Or one of them back around. Focus this cavalry down. Kill it. And if the artillery here is actually retreating, I think it's trying to get out of range of these bardings. These bardings should be in range at this point. They should be very much in range, so I don't know why they weren't firing. Maybe they just couldn't fire if they were on the bridge, but I would have thought they could. So that's a bit of a weird one. I won't lie, it's a bit of a weird one. Back over here, both these units for the elves are now losing. The elves are finally starting to lose. The Grimhammer's being sent in, really making a difference. You can see all the bodies of elves and dwarves piling up in this tiny little space. You'd be clambering over to fight now. Yeah, the crossbows still firing off. What they fire? They're still firing, killing all these elves. These crossbows probably actually got a lot of kills. It's in a really nice little position they got on that little cliff there. Just firing across this river. But yeah, I can't wait to do this. We'll probably do this map again eventually when we do like the Battle of Fire Armies again. When like Dol Guldur has got like trolls and stuff like that. And it just looks like they've got a chance of winning. Like Dol Guldur's okay right now, but they need some other stuff. They need like wargs and they need trolls, and then they've got a good chance. I mean, obviously they don't have archers, but that's not the strength of the Dol Guldur forces. So that's fine. And it'll be just great to see them and like have Dale here and have well, the Woodland Realm will be here and the dwarves will be here. So we have all the three allied factions that will be working together. Just today they're not all fighting on the same side. At this point, the general is starting to waver actually for the elves of Linden. So that's never a good sign. These shipwright novels are awesome. Silver armor. It's amazing. I hope they have some more units. When Linden gets a bigger roster, which has been leaked that it will be getting, I hope they have some more units like silver armor. Because I think they look really nice in silver. There we go. More shock infantry getting sent in. There's some weak units, some archers getting sent in as well. It's getting a bit desperate times. These Grimhammers winning decisively. And yeah, at this point, I think we were starting to move our forces back towards Dale. It was that time of the battle. It was like, right, we've basically finished off the Linden Elves. It's now a 2v1. There are two Dwarven armies here. This one's a little more banged up, but it's still looking healthy. And they've got to take on a Dalian force. I mean, Balance Power again looks very, very close. Only 400 men difference. And Dale, I mean, Dale's a good faction, but it won't beat Erebor. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. These elves obviously going to help. I mean, also there are lots of traps and stuff, and this is a really hard place to assault. Like, I'm saying that Dale won't beat Erebor. Dale won't beat Erebor in the field. Depends on, like, they could possibly do it defending Dale. Obviously, it's their city. They'll be desperate to defend it. I think it'll be really cool as well if we ever get, like, some more maps for Rise of Mordor. Because I know the team's working on, like, various stuff. Working mainly on, like, getting the factions out. They're not really too focused on maps, I don't think, although they have some people involved in maps. We've not had a few maps for a while. But anyway, instead of me jabbering on, I think another cool map would be to have Dale like actually fully rebuilt, like either before Smaug or after Smaug, like during like the War of the Ring stuff. I presume Dale was rebuilt at that point to its former glory, so it would be quite good to see like that. And so you have like the two, like obviously like Ruined Dale, like we have here, and have Dale like for just a normal map for like maybe like the War of the Ring and stuff. Have that as a map as well. I think like Dale needs a few more access points as well. It's one of the only few improvements, and I think like I know it's very uphill, but I think I don't know. I think it just needs to be maybe lowered a little bit because it's really easy to defend these uphill spots. It certainly needs more access points, put it like that, like does Dale.
The enemy general is
And there we go. Enemy general has died. That's Linden general's dead, and that's basically Linden finished at that point. We just had basically just mopped them up. At this point, we were just firing some artillery. I think we started firing artillery at this wall over here. I think we were firing at this wall, trying to take out these Lasgarlan archers. Don't know really why we were trying to take them out. I think we would be better suited to take out this tower. Oh, we're trying to destroy the gate. That was it. We're trying to destroy the gate because we don't want to center up a ram because the unit would get focused down, moving the ram up. But it's kind of a waste of ammunition. I'd be better taking out this tower. You could take out a lot of these elves. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely do with setting the artillery around here because these walls are only 81%, already 81% damage. You could take them out like that. Dale's cavalry is ready in position, ready to take out any dwarves that linger and easy to take out. But that is kind of like the cooldown of this battle. I will come back to you guys in a moment when basically when the dwarves start to assault Dale as kind of the next bit of the battle, really. So I'll see you guys in a moment. So here we go, the dwarves are finally assaulting Dale. They have opened up a few breaches and they are ready to go in. So we have about 4 units here of axe warriors ready to go in. It's that big old breach up there. And yeah, Dale is ready. Dale has got a lot of stuff set up. We've got spear guards here, Dalian spear guards. We've got marksmen of Dale opening up. We've got Lords of Lasgarlan. These dwarves are going to be in for a rough old day. They're going to get peppered with arrows. And I mean, yeah, the 3 choke points they can really take out. I mean, they could make it 2, could Dale, if they really wanted to. They could have like stopped here instead. But they've decided to make it 3, and because they're going to, if they can break one of these, they can flank and take out the other. Which is really smart. But they've got, yeah, more Dalian swords, more spear guards. They've got a lot of elite stuff. And we've got a general here. We've got a Lords of Lasgarlan. Focusing these guys down. Look at this. The dwarves have just got no chance. The elves are just so good with their arrows. So good with their arrows. So good with their bows. Why would you be so good with your arrows? I don't know. But there you go. Yeah, the dwarves have got very little chance of like getting like unmolested, basically, like that. But that's 2 really good shots with the artillery. Oh my gosh! Look at these shots. Like, just destroying these dwarves. I didn't even realize this when watching it live. But yeah, these dwarves had an absolute like hell of a time getting into this city. Like, so many of them died just outside the city from like arrows, and I mean, they're doing their best to protect themselves. There's just so many arrows coming in. It's just awesome to watch. They've got caltrops in there. I mean, there's not really going to be the end of the war. There's no cavalry to the dwarves. But yeah, I mean, once they eventually get through all this, like, I don't know, sharp stones and stuff, they've got to meet an elite unit. Well, it's not really elite, but their strongest unit, the spear guards of Dale. It's just nasty. Horrible. Here they come. The dwarves are already bloodied up. They're so bloodied up. We're going to have to send in the next wave already. These Erebor axe warriors are on their way. We've got the artillery still left. I mean, over here we also have the other Dwarven army is going to be assaulting up this way. It's got some spear guards of Erebor just stood here, but they actually were going to bring up the ram, as you can see here, and they're going to try and take out this wall, and they're going to try and go through here, which actually, looking at the defenses that were ready for them, there wasn't masses here, but they did have a spear guard, and they had pikes nearby, which is probably all they needed to stop them. I mean, they could just go up on the wall here, could these bardings, and they could probably just shoot down into the backs, and they could probably be pretty safe there. But yeah, the dwarves are now in combat over here. They're gonna have a rough old time, and this, like I said, if you look at this angle, I think this is a bit too much of a steep angle. I know obviously there's like the tools are limiting with Attila, but like if it was possible to make this less of an angle, I think it would be a bit more fairer on the dwarves. Or maybe they like one of the things that Jackie certainly mentioned was that if they could destroy buildings. And then you could run through like the gaps that were opened up with the destroyed buildings. That'd be really cool. That would be certainly a lot more interesting. Or if there's like buildings, I certainly remember in something like 1212, there are like some buildings that you can used that are a bit more like open, so you can kind of like run the unit through them. I think that would certainly be a bit more interesting. That's kind of what like Dol Guldur did in the movie. Kind of like ran through buildings and the city and just caused havoc. They didn't really keep a regimented battle line, really. It was just kind of more of a... It wasn't house-to-house fighting, but it was more just absolute panic and chaos going on in the city. And I think that's what makes it so good. I think if to do a 5 armies one, we always make Dale a weaker army anyway. It always has a fairly weaker army. It doesn't have like a full army like this with spear guards and stuff. But you certainly have to have them as maybe not like having a disciplined like battle line. Have them like also have like some of their troops. They have to have some of their troops outside the city. I think that's what we did last time. We had some of their troops outside the city. So they had to run back into the city in the movie when they saw like that Dol Guldur was attacking Dale. They look awesome. So, the Dalian troops fighting Erebor. Old allies facing each other. We've got more artillery. That's a good shot there by the artillery. Putting a big old hole. I mean, some fire artillery would not go amiss either right now. Look at that though. The city's going up in flames. I think that's the Dalian artillery actually setting alight its own city. I mean, it's already it's already 79%. So it's minus 10 morale. So I mean, we should have been taking advantage of that with more on the battlefield and stuff like that. But it's pretty hard to do so when you're getting rear charged by cavalry. And yeah, the arrows coming in, just absolutely obliterating us. But it looks good. It does look really good. This mod is by far and away got to be my favorite. I think 1212 comes close, but I mean, Rise of Mordor. I mean, I just love Lord of the Rings. Love Lord of the Rings. So I mean, this is just brings Middle Earth to life, just a little bit more. But yeah, the cavalry is still all the way back here. The Dalian cavalry is still waiting, still being patient, waiting for an opportunity. I mean, this Dwarven army is nearly out of troops. I think they're setting up the spear guard. I don't know why. I think they're just trying to, if they form a shield wall, they were thinking. Well, and you can see, well, I mean, they are taking a few losses, actually. They probably want to fall back. They're just trying to use up this barding ammo. But this barding unit has a lot of ammo. Look at these guys.
Where are the foes worthy to meet me?
Well, I don't know, sir, where are the foes worthy to meet you, because, to be honest, you're one of the best units in the game. Well, certainly on the battlefield. Certainly the archers. You're a very good archer unit. Probably, but yeah, certainly better than the Elven, like the Noldorian archers, certainly. Yeah, they're focusing on it. You can see they're just taking out a few dwarves here and there. And yeah, the Dwarven unit is bravely pushing forward. I don't know what they're expecting to do. Maybe they're trying to burn the gate down. I don't know. But you can see that, yeah, the dwarves are now throwing in, like, all in. At this point, we just didn't really care. We'd already realised that it was not going our way. You can see balance power is slowly shifting in favour of Dale. And we are just throwing, everything's getting thrown in, kitchen sink and all. Just to try and take out this first wave of Dale. But I don't think we're going to do this. Because it's such a, the thing is, like, you don't even need this elite spear guard units to hold back. The dwarves. You could have a much cheaper unit of spears, and they still do the job with the archer support that is available to the defenders right now. Like, you could have a really, well, not a really bad unit, but like they have some spear militia or like stuff like that. So you could put them into the line. They'd hold for a lot longer. They would eventually break, but they do the same job as these spear guards, probably. So that's what they're doing. They're just holding these guys in place, allowing the archers to rack up some kills. Like already here, they're breaking. The dwarves. That's a bad sign. Actually, there's one unit breaking. There's still another one in here. So how long that one will last, I don't know. These are swords of Dale, so they've actually been a bit more aggressive in the line. They actually are racking up some kills. But at this point, the ram is on its way up. The ram is on its way up. It's taken a long time, and now they're starting to fire arrows. They're starting to ignore this little unit of spear guards on here. They're now starting to shoot these Erebor axe warriors. But I'm not sure, actually. I don't know. I think it's when they get it closer. they realize, but I'm pretty sure that this ram can't actually destroy this gate. This gate's kind of bugged out. The whole Dale is kind of bugged out a little bit. You can't get troops up onto this wall, even though there's like an entry point here. You can't actually get people onto the wall, especially when you destroyed this wall. I think is mainly the cause of the issue. So when you destroy that wall, if you want it, it's either you get men inside, or you kind of land towers on the wall and you're gonna like fight for the wall, which is a lot harder. I think if you just take the destroy the unit, then you're in a bit quicker. But you can see here, look at this absolute blob going on right now by the dwarves. This is what I'm meaning about. At this point we just knew what was going to happen, what the outcome was going to be. Like Dale's not even like lost any men in these units. They've lost like barely any men, and the dwarves are just like losing like tens, well, like hundreds of men. Like they're losing hundreds of men. Put it like that. They're losing a lot, and they're barely making any damage to these Dalian troops. It's a real sad sight because the dwarves have fought well. They've taken out 2 Elven armies, and then they're actually arguably the easiest army to take out. Is going to scupper them. And it's even more ironic because it's their ally, their old ally, Dale, their trading partner. But yeah, at this point, I think this Dwarven army might as well just come around and just attack the other spot, because like I said, this they haven't realized at this point, but they can't actually go through this this gate. They're about to realize that this when they give the order, they're like, oh, we actually can't go through. I'm surprised these Bardings aren't still firing. They've got a perfectly good shot at like the ram and everything around it. They get a lot of good hits. But yeah, I definitely need to try out Dale a bit more. I've played with them a bit, and I really enjoy playing with them. I think certainly when you bring the Bardings, you can really like drag out that skirmish phase, which like in other, like look at this as well. Sorry, I like interrupt myself. Like this Axe Warrior unit's having to look and defend the choke point from this Dalian cavalry, causing any more issues. But it's getting shot in the back by all the marksmen of Dale and Bardings, Lords of Lascal, and all sorts of stuff. So the poor unit's getting executed. It's such a sad sight. But yeah, what I was saying is that yeah, Dale is really good at taking like stretching out that skirmish phase, because the Bardings are so hard to take out. I think Elven archers, after a while, they do die. I mean, I haven't tried Dale against the elves, to be fair, in a pitched battle yet, but I feel like they still have a decent chance with Bardings. And marksmen of Dale aren't awful either. They've got some decent armor. But yeah, there you go. That's one flank taken out basically. They're still over here as well. You see that they're going to just charge into the back of this Axe Warrior unit here. Get a nice little charge there. And these swords of Dale can do what work he's doing. Force them out of the city. We never wanted you here anyway, dwarf scum. We don't need your gold. Here comes the cavalry into the rear. Oh, don't know how it's really charged uphill, but it's managed it. And I think they're coming for a second bite of the cake, of the cherry. I don't know what the saying is. There you go. In they go. Just run down this unit. That unit's probably going to break there and then. 37 more men. Here comes the other Dwarven army. They realise that they just can't destroy the gates, so they're just going to come around. There you go. Allied general's fallen. And units are starting to break now. 81 men and wavering. That's never a good sign for the dwarves. That's broken. That's another whole Dwarven army gone, really. And now it's just down to this other final Dwarven army, which I'm just going to fast forward till they arrive on the scene. Dale is now just sallying out his forces. They're going to meet them in the field. I think they fight around here, around the river point. But they've got so much left. They've got like an artillery piece which has about half ammo left. The archers are almost out of ammo, luckily. So actually, they may have had a bit more luck on the next assault. They still have pikes. They have all these Vinland watchmen. All these, yes, a lot of pole arms here. But yeah, I mean, this Dwarven army's spent. They've only got like a few units that are even relatively strong, like 70 men. Yeah, advantage has been lost. It was lost a little while ago, sir. But yeah, it was still a fun battle. I mean, I think, like I said, I had a really rough time fighting the cavalry. I think we should have, looking back, we were saying that we should have possibly limited the cavalry of like the elves and Dale probably to one an army, because they really did a lot of damage to our to our cavalry. I mean, we could have brought our own. We should have possibly just brought some merchant escorts, and they would have possibly helped pin down the cavalry a bit better. And that's just something that you just have to kind of take in mind. As the dwarves just never really think to bring cavalry, even if you like offered like some really trash cavalry, you just don't even bother to bring it. You'd rather bring another elite unit of axes or whatever, because that's what they specialize in. But really, yeah, some of us should have brought a bit of cavalry, just to pin them down a little bit. Then allow our grim hammers and crossbows just to do the work and focus them down. That probably would have been a bit better, possibly. But yeah, as you can see here, Dale is really nicely set up, ready for the assault from the dwarves. Or they're going to assault. I probably expect Dale will attack. I mean, it's a tiny little dwarven force that won't come across. Oh, but maybe not. The dwarves are also foolish. Not foolish, but foolhardy, I should say. They don't give up even if the fight's well up against them. I mean, they're actually already starting to break just from the archer fire. And they do actually have a general that's a barding unit. And he's just already broken one unit. Poor guy. Might as well try and get these crossbows into combat as well at this point. And here come the dwarves. A final charge. These brave men. Well, not even men. These brave dwarves. And in they go. For Erebor! For the king! And there they go. And already they can flank. I mean, they've already broken this one unit here. That was like 8 men. They just a big hole in the line already. This other sword unit appearing. They're actually sallying out over the bridge as well. And this dwarven unit here with spears, actually doing the right thing, is just holding the bridge. Just take ages to break. Even now, they take forever to break the spear guard unit. It's actually the most healthy unit left for the dwarves. And they're setting out even more. We've got Dane swords going that way. But this is where the main fight's going on. Grim Hammer's coming across. I'm surprised they're not getting focused down now. Looks amazing. Just seeing the two sides clash. I said it so many times already, but I just can't get over it. Really, I just can't get over how good this mod is. And like I said, there are a lot of rumblings at the moment of the next update coming, so I'll be showing off a lot of that. So if you want to see the Rise of Mordor updates, again, like I said, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, so you are notified, and make sure you hit the bell so you're notified when those like new update battles are coming out. And don't forget to leave a comment as well. Show your support, always appreciated. Look at this guy, he's praying. He's like praying to this Grim Hammer who's doesn't even give a care in the world. He's praying and begging for mercy. He's been gutted. Doesn't even care. That's savage by the dwarves. Even in defeat, they're savage. But yeah, it's certainly it's obviously fun watching like good factions fight each other. But I'd love to see, obviously, like I said. I say it nearly every time we show off Rise of Mordor. I'd love to see like when the trolls arrive and like the mummer kill, and you just see the evil factions being used a bit more, because right now, I mean, certainly apart from maybe Isengard, maybe Dol Guldur are useful in some instances, but certainly Isengard are like the only viable evil faction to really play at the moment. And it'll be really good to see like when like trolls and stuff are added, that like other factions can be used. It'd be great to see like Orcs in the Misty Mountains, and maybe Angmar. Angmar could be added possibly. I don't know really how you differentiate them, but I'm sure they'd find a way. Might have similar units. Angmar and Dol Guldur might have similar units. Nice kill there. I don't know how he's quite done that with an axe, but just stabbed down with an axe and just like killed him. Yeah, the dwarves are starting to get pushed back ever so slowly. I mean, the cavalry's over here, and it's like just going to rear charge. Don't know why the spear unit actually retreated. I don't know if it might have formed square. I think it was falling back, formed square to try and stop this cavalry. That's not a bad idea, actually. I don't know, it could have just formed square, I guess, over there, but maybe not. But they're doing their best now, just holding on. And it's just going to be, yeah, actually they have. You can sort of see what's left at the square. Looks quite cool. They're going to fight to the last man, but it looks like the Dwarven expedition to retake their homeland is going to fail. And it's going to be a sad sight. All these dwarves are going to die. It's going to take Thorin and 12 other members of the company of Thorin Oakenshield to reclaim the mountain, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know how this would work I don't know how this scenario works into the actual, like, what's going on in the world. I guess you could say, like, the dwarves try to retake it and the elves and Dale stop them, but then Dale's not around, so who knows? Just a weird scenario we made up. But it's kind of cool. Don't know why Dale would ever be fighting Erebor, really, to actually retake their homeland. They'd benefit more from Erebor retaking the Lonely Mountain. All that trade and gold they'd really be able to get back. But maybe the elves offer them a better choice. Maybe they threaten them. Who knows? Maybe they threaten them. Said you must join us. But that is basically the battle. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit, and you're just going to see. Well, you can see that all these units are going to they're starting to lose, starting to break. So it's going to be a defeat for the dwarves. It's a sad sight. And yeah, I mean, look at that. They're firing fire arrows now. They're just trying to break these guys even quicker. It was a long battle. It was over an hour was this battle. Obviously, you have not seen all of the battle, but I mean, like, there's a lot of build up. There was a big pause in the middle, like which I cut out, which is like the build up towards the attack on Dale, and then it was. At this point we were just like, let's get this finished. Let's get this one done. It's quite a hard one to fight. Like, that takes a long time. This is a really grindy fight over here. Dale's always grindy, and fighting the dwarves is never a short and easy thing to do, because they have so much armor and morale, and they can fight to like the last few men. And you can see there, the swords are broken, and the general's gone. So I mean, it's just the crossbows left. The poor crossbows. They're going to get run down by cavalry. Look, they're even wavering before they even got close. The same goddamn Dale cavalry regiment unit, down to 11 men. This unit has probably got well over 200 kills, if not 300 probably, and they're just gonna try and take out this Erebor crossbow. Let's see if we can get. I mean, is this the last one? I think it is. There they go. Here goes the cavalry. One final charge for the glory of Dale and for Bard. And yeah, he's just actually doing quite a nice charge there. Killed a good portion of that unit. And yeah, that's it. Well done. Well done to the elves and to Dale. And yeah, we'll end the replay and have a look at the end results quickly. But yeah, so this was it was quite a good battle. Like I said, I think we could have done with bringing some cavalry. None of us brought cavalry. But it was a very good, very fun 3v3. I definitely just got absolutely destroyed. Only my general got over 100 kills, 131. My Great Hammer's only got 89 kills, which is really, really sad. These guys can get like 300 plus kills if they want to. Most of these units can if they want to on a good day. But yeah, I got absolutely overwhelmed by cavalry early game. Then Cuppadance here was playing as the army that was attacking like the Wooden Realm. He was the other army that's mainly in the field. He got a lot of good kills with his general, like 292 kills, 248, 222, 272 with his Erebor crossbows. They did really nicely. Did well against those Linden archers. Then we have Heads, or the real Alex Albon, who's also playing as Erebor. He was playing as the army that's supposed to be attacking Dale. He didn't get that many great kills. His army kind of just like got destroyed trying to attack up that hill, which shows how strong that defense position is. It needs to be weakened, I think. It needs to be nerfed a little bit. Or if you're defending Dale, you assign someone that's going to be defending Dale, they always need to have a much weaker army. They shouldn't be able to spend all their funds, I think. Is certainly a good way to balance it. If they never change the map, that would be the way I balance it. But yeah, only units that got over 100 with these Grim Hammers here, 121 kills. So yeah, real shame for him as well. His army kind of just disintegrated at the walls of Dale. Then we have Boris, who's playing as a Wooden Realm. His Elven King doing very well early game, 156 kills. His sword's not doing that well. Got kind of chewed up by Cuppa's swords, or axes, I should say. His Hall Guardian's only getting 93 kills. Again, kind of surprising. I thought he'd get like into the hundreds with them. His Lords of Lasgarland did very well, though, taking out a lot of Heads' army when they attacked Dale with 141 kills on his Lords of Lasgarland. Jackie, who was playing as Dale, got some really nice kills with his cavalry. 272, 283 with his Dale Cavalry Regiment. Did very well. His Bardings getting 194 kills. 244, in fact, his Marksman Dale getting 196. His Spear Guards here getting 209. Did very well. He had a very good game. Didn't lose too many units. He had basically a fresh army left. He only lost 4 units, really. And his cavalry, I guess, so like 6 units. So he had a lot of his army left. He had a very quiet game, really, as we fought outside the map, outside the city for most of the game. And then we have Mythic Keith, who was playing as Lyndon, who got a lot of kills. To be fair, he took out most of my army, really. It got like 192 kills with his Shipwright Nobles, 237 with his Noldorian Swords. Very nice kills. They always do well. His spears, yeah, kind of got chewed up by my swords. It's like the only thing that I really took out. And his archers, getting 65 kills. Kind of surprising they didn't get more, but yeah, it's still okay. And then his Noldorian Quest getting 180 kills. They killed a lot of my infantry as well. But yeah, so well done to all the players at the park. Thank you again to Jackie for coming along and getting involved in some of these battles. I've got one more battle from this session, which I'll be showing off at some point. And it was a really, really good one. So definitely stick around to see that one. So until next time, Legionnaires,